Hi math friends, today we're looking at an introduction to probability. Probability is a measure of likelihood that an event will occur. Some different ways that we might think of probability are like flipping a coin, rolling dice, spinning a spinner, picking a card, etc. There's a lot of different events that we can think of for probability where sometimes it might seem like chance is coming into effect for it. And we can see mathematically how things are going to work, why things are have probabilities like they are, and even why we see things in life that um, may probably not happen. Like we look at probabilities of things like winning the lottery are really unlikely to happen. We also have an equation for probability to help us remember it. So probability equals, and we're going to have a ratio here. It's the number of times an event can occur a little smaller over, we're going to have a fraction here. Remember it's a ratio over the number of possible outcomes. So whenever we have a probability, we see it as a ratio. You might see it like this. You might see it as with a colon written as ratio like that. Usually we'll write it as a fraction. Let's look at rolling a six-sided die. So a six-sided die, they come in many different board games and such. We know that it has different sides. So the difference, what are the possible outcomes? You could roll a 1, you could roll a 2, you could roll a 3, you could roll 4, 5, or 6. So that seems kind of simple because if I think of a six-sided die, those are the only 6 sides. Um, that part might seem kind of simple, but it's really important into what we're going to do. So let's look at what is the probability of rolling an odd number. So remember back to our ratio. Um, we have to look at the number of the events that we could get over the number of events that there actually are. So let's go ahead and look at how many odd numbers there are here. So remember the possibilities are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So which of these are odd numbers? So if I look at just odd numbers, it's going to be 1, 3, and 5. So there's 3 total out of 6 possible outcomes. Remember, my 6 possible outcomes are my total outcomes. These are the event occurring or the desired outcome. There's 3 of them, 3 out of 6. With probability, we can leave it as 3 out of 6. You can even simplify this. If we can simplify it, this simplifies to 1/2. So there's a 1/2 chance that I'll get an odd number when I roll a six-sided die. Rolling a 5. So how many times can 5 occur? Let's go back to our possibilities. 5 occurs only one time. So there's one time I could get a 5 out of 6 possible outcomes. Remember, the total outcomes are 6. So there's only a 1/6 chance that I could roll a 5. Part C, how about a 7? How many times does 7 occur when I roll a six-sided die? Well, with this, it doesn't happen. So it occurs 0 times out of 6. We could simplify that to say 0, or you could just have it as 0 out of 6. So it won't happen. Let's look again with rolling a six-sided die. What is the probability of rolling a number greater than 4? So when I think of my numbers again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, greater than 4. Be careful with that wording. 4 is not greater than 4. So this would mean I only want 5 or 6. So there's 2 events that could be. There's 6 total outcomes. Simplify this, 1/3. So 1/3 of the 1/3 chance of rolling a number greater than 4. How about a number that is not greater than 4? That would be the rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many are there? There's 4. And again, there's 6 possible things that I can get when I roll my dice. This simplifies too. We can divide numerator and denominator by 2 each to keep it equal. So I get 2/3. With this, we should notice that these are complementary to each other. Like 1/3 and 2/3 makes a whole. 2/6 and 4/6 also makes a whole.